everyone. This is Lying Figure, and today we're back playing my nightmare, Silent Hill Homecoming. So I have to admit I made a few mistakes in the last few episodes. Not really big ones, I just couldn't remember the names of a few creatures. So I did some reading up and I learned them. So we will... Whoa, it's pretty loud. Let me turn that down. But from now on we should be good. So, well, good figuratively. Eustace and Margaret. Okay. Eliza Sturgis. So I'm trying to remember. I know we got to the save place. Did we come from this way? Or did we come from over here? I feel like we came from over here. Yeah, we did. Okay. So I'm gonna play this for an hour and a half or 2 hours. So I'm guessing my stamina is going to be tested in this. I'm not even gonna bother to read these anymore because they're so stupid. I need a different weapon to break through these boards. Okay. Gate is padlocked, but thankfully. Huh? Okay. So I don't recognize this name, and so many men and women have died in Shepherd's Glen. Cool. This marker's pretty worn, only a few letters are still visible. The names are entirely worn away. And this gate is padlocked. This one is locked as well. John Nye. This is Bill Nye's father. You got a nice big glowing health drink. More of the Nye family. I can't go through here. So I don't know if we have a map of this area. Let's take, oh yeah, we do. So let's find out where we are. We are, oh, where are we? We're the big blue arrow. So once again, there is an illusion of exploration because they give you the giant map, but we have gone through here. Direct arrows leading us the whole way. This side was locked. We went straight through here. Straight. Had to go straight through here. Can't go any way except for through here. And then we're gonna come back out over there. So again, it's all an illusion. It's trying to trick us into believing it's not a hunk of shit. Thankfully we won't fall for it. I'm still stunned by just how gray everything is. I mean, really look at it. It's I guess this is kind of blue, but the rest is just completely gray. Now you can do fog without making everything gray. I mean, fog doesn't make things change color. Oh, whatever. Yeah, there's no point to reading these, the names, because I know there are none that really mean anything. Hampton, Rachel Smith, yeah. Padlocked. Again, only one way to go. Oh, there's some breathing noises. Let's squeeze through here. And I think we're gonna come upon, I'm struggling to speak English, come upon an enemy here soon, actually. Another one. Not a new one. Yeah, there it is. So, this enemy, this is called the, Feral. I kept calling it a skinless dog before because it is a skinless dog, but its technical name is the Feral. I mean, even in Silent Hill 1, a skinned dog or just kind of spooky dog is kind of a generic survival horror enemy. Well, not that this game is survival horror, but it's horror. And in Silent Hill 1, the dogs have a split head. I'll show you here. In fact, I think they're called the split head to show a Or actually, I'm thinking of Silent Hill 3. My bad. They have a split head, and they're called the split head to show duality in the symbolism. There's all sorts of dualities and stuff. They don't even have that in this game. I mean, in Silent Hill 1, it's kind of the same as this, but it gets the excuse of it has an alternate otherworld version, which is a much more original design. It's covered in worms. It's all goofy and destroyed and more terrifying. Oh, poof, just disappeared. And the symbolism behind the ferals, from what I've read, is just Shuki, or the little doghouse in our yard, is missing, and it's showing Alex's anxieties over the missing dog. And also, if you remember, we found a picture earlier. I'm not sure how we look at it. I'm sure it's in here. Of Dad's hunting room, and there's a dog on the table. So probably a feral. Just, thought I'd mention it. Let's climb down here. That was nice and seamless. I'm in a good mood today. I'm optimistic. Maybe this game will surprise me. Maybe we'll come across something. I mean, I've played it a few times. I've played it once, and maybe we'll be surprised. Maybe there will be something good. Although this is by far my least favorite part of the whole game. Was there something on the ground? It's just a bright light, I guess. Oh, had a great freeze. Oh. Wow, alright, the game is absolutely shitting itself. This is not the video goofing up, this is the game's frame rate. I guess this short staircase is throttling my my very powerful PC. Just little isolated grave sites, nothing too exciting. A health drink over here. Tombstones, and more tombstones. This reminds me of the movie Tombstones, or Tombstone. There's another dog here. So let's see if we can, if we get it just right, we can stun lock it. Oh, he got me that time. I didn't attack fast enough. That's my bad. Dude, I was just thinking about how I was not scared, but then I saw the same torn up half gore body, half of a body that we've seen 100 times throughout the game, and now I'm scared again. Oof, this game is... Tom Hewlett is, they call him the architect. I hear, oh, Mary Bartlett, so just worth mentioning that we should remember the name Bartlett. It's one of the 4 families of the town. Now, I want to point out that, hey, this is the crypt of my ancestor, Isaac Shepard. He was one of the original founders of the town. Cool. I depart this world to face what awaits me, leaving behind this town to my children, and if God is indeed fair and just, I will never be forgiven. The path of death must once be trod by all. So not a huge thing, but sort of the gimmick of this game is that Shepherd's Glen has 4 families, and it's pretty important to the plot that there's 4 central families. And I noticed when we were walking through town that we found a store called Olson's Hardware, and none of the 4 families have the surname Olson, so we can probably ascertain that something went wrong. I'm guessing it's just lazy development. I mean, it's obviously a very small town. We've seen one house, and we've already covered 50% of the town. So there's got to be a few more houses, but just in general, I mean, like, there can't be that many families. It just doesn't make any sense. That's all I'm trying to say. Oh, here we go. This is the Holloway family mausoleum. They are one of the 4 founding families. The lock to the door looks like the one from my dad's hunting room. I wonder how I'm supposed to open it. Good question. This is the Fitch family mausoleum. It's the same thing, but with Fitch family. So let's keep checking this place out. These are just random graves of people from the four families. Mostly shepherd, actually. Let's take a look at this. 34, 24. Oh, I don't want to climb up here. So I'm going to do some investigating to see if the game actually put in any work. 9 years old. Oh, these are for the... Oh, this doesn't say an age. So let's just check these. 32, 24, 25. At 5 years of age? Yeah, okay. So just, this is something actually pretty subtle foreshadowing about the fact that almost every grave, or not almost every grave, but there's a disproportionate amount of graves here that are for kids. Although I want to say that there's a disproportionate amount of people who are 20 to 42. Almost everybody seems to have died in explosions or of unnatural causes. This is strange. That's not explored in the lore. It's not mentioned. It's just an oversight, I guess. I would think that they'd be more along the lines of 60 or 70 or 80. But I guess nobody under 50 has ever died in this, or nobody over 50 has ever died in this town. I don't know if you can hear a weird sound in the background. I don't think you'll be able to, but if you can, I have my window slightly open and it's raining, so even that, I'm giving the game the benefit of the doubt. Oh, gotta go down here. The benefit of the doubt. I'm playing in October on a rainy, dark day, and I'm optimistic. I should be getting scared any second here. Once whole but now split in twain opens the way for souls to leave, find the plates, and release their pain. Once separate but now whole again. It's just again, but it's a poor rhyme. Let's see if this one's any different. The guardian that once was whole reveals the way that is shut. Two halves on twins enshrined, forever split in waters divine. Oh. Is there something on the ground? So like I said before, this game does have the turning head mechanic, but it's really hard to tell, and it's really glitchy, especially with how sensitive and crazy the the look is. And also, it doesn't really work when your character's default movement is a jog, you know? And also when there's no fixed camera angles. So I keep thinking that there's something down here, because when I start running right here, you can see he turns his head and looks down for some reason. So trusting the head in this game is not really effective. When it should be more effective than in the other games, since this came years later and the technology was better, but I guess no effort put in. This fountain is hereby dedicated to the memory of Claire Borden by her loving parents, tragically lost moments after her twin sister died, born. The rest is illegible, age 8 years old, inseparably yet divided. Yeah. So let's take the strange stone plate. I believe that leaves us with the the odd stone plate and the strange stone plate. What the difference is between the two, it's anybody's guess. This gate is padlocked. I wonder whose family plot this is. Good question. I don't know. It's not a question that's foreshadowing or telling us anything about the future story. It's just saying, I wonder whose this is. We'll never learn. Locked by this mechanism. Looks like something circular would open it. So this is probably the hardest puzzle in the whole game. And we've read about 6 inscriptions about things divided and apart. And we have 2 opposite halves of a stone plate. So I wonder if we put them in together, if it'll open. Oh man, I cannot believe these complex puzzles. We are a long ways from the deciphering of codes in Silent Hill 2 and 3. That's for sure. So now we ended up in a parking lot, and apparently the frame rate has decided to park as well, because for a second there it was looking pretty bad. Smells like something died in this dumpster. Someone needs to empty these dumpsters. Okay. Whatever. So this is probably like one of the most well-lit areas in the game right here, as you can tell. Even under this bright light, there's like 6 hues on the screen. There's like... Sorry, this game is boring me to death. There's like 4 colors on the screen, even in the most well-lit room or area. And there's even supposed to be a camo pattern on the vest. You can vaguely see it, but it's very hard to tell. Why hasn't this been towed away? It's obviously broken down. Same thing. Did I really just get stuck on this? Yeah, look at this. So you're supposed to be able to strafe with the keys like this, but when I got even close to this, I can't. Certain areas I can't. I can only back up. That's just lazy collision. Collision, for those who don't know, is how objects interact with each other. Basically, not physics, but whether you can walk through an object or not, or whether you can... So for example, this has no collision, this is just open space. But this wall does have collision. There's a thing called invisible walls. For example, we can't see a wall right here, but I can't run forward because it's an invisible wall. The collision issues stem up when you have issues where there is no discernible reason right here as to why I shouldn't be able to walk right here, or why I shouldn't be able to strafe, but we can't anyways. So, just to tell people what collision issues mean, because I'll probably be saying a lot in this game. I remember there's quite a few issues with that. See if we can open this comic book store here. Opened here before I left. Looks closed now. I guess there wasn't enough demand for the juvenile stuff like comics. I bet Josh was sad it closed. He loved comic books. Man, this is some riveting characterization of Josh. He's a little boy who loves comic books. I think we're about to get a cutscene, if I remember correctly. Or are we? We're not even... Where are we now? So it looks like we're on the other side of the broken bridge from the beginning of the game. Or when we first got to Shepherd's Glen. But... I don't know, I'm confused, because I remember there was a bridge here, and we ran back into it, and it sort of faded us back over here. So, but there is no hole in the road, but we see a hole over here. So why didn't they just put a hole in the ground over here, so that we would know? Whatever. Oh, there's a lady. Let's go talk to her.
You always were a klutz. You okay?
Alex? Oh my god, Alex!
Hey, your mom told me I might see you around here.
Oh my god, it's so good to see you. It feels like it's been forever.
Yeah. You alone out here?
Well, hey, you know, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. You took off without saying goodbye.
Yeah, well, I'm not here for long. I'm looking for my brother. You seen him?
No, I haven't, Alex. I'm sorry.
Jesus, what the hell is going on here?
I don't know. Whenever Every day there are more flyers to put up. Every day more people disappear.
I had no idea.
And if you did, would you have done anything about it?
Yeah, I would have come back for Josh, gotten him the hell out of here. God knows what kind of trouble he's in now.
Trouble? Look around you, Alex. This whole place is in trouble.
I know, I get it. But I have to find my brother. He's my responsibility. After that, I'm gone. I suggest you do the same.
Alex, wait.
Yeah.
I got this from Deputy Wheeler. You should take it.
What for?
If I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Thanks, Al.
Alex, I hope you find what you're looking for.
Okay. So kind of an odd cutscene. I actually didn't remember this, like, that people are missing at all. I didn't remember this at all from when I played before. Because this is not really mentioned again. It's not really a big plot point at all. It's just something that happens. It's very strange. So this girl is called Elle. Her name is Elle Holloway. She is the judge, or the daughter of the judge that we met earlier, who was just wandering the town. And not much to say about her other than that her design is taken from an unused, it's based off an unused design for Heather from Silent Hill 3, which I'll show you here, the comparison of them, which is pretty neat, but, I mean, really not much else to say. It's a very strange cutscene, in that she says, if you knew people were missing, would you have done anything? And she gets really upset for some reason. I have no clue why she would get upset. I mean, obviously he would have done something, but he was gone at war. So, all these people are missing. My God, what happened? I knew some of these people. And these are pretty obviously just developer photos for the developers of the game. So maybe because there's so many different people here, that maybe this indicates that the town is not in fact just made up of 4 families. Perhaps there are 4 core families, although it's never really cleared up, because we only seem to care about 4 families in the town. The town doesn't seem that, I don't know. I don't remember the name, but I want to thank somebody in my comments pointed out that Friedkin Road is, of course, a reference to the Exorcist director. His last name is Friedkin, and just thank you to that person. I don't know why I didn't remember that. And Scott is probably a reference to Ridley Scott, as someone said before, who directed Alien and Blade Runner, all sorts of great movies. We interact with these. So I was kind of stumbling around here because I'm trying to remember why we came here. Like why we went through the cemetery. I guess we can look at our objectives. So Joshua isn't home. We should search the rest of the town. Yeah, so we're just wandering the whole town looking for information. Although I have to say it's very strange that the first place we would go looking for information is not to the deputy's office, but to the cemetery. But I guess now we're going to the police. Oh. We had to go through this. Okay. But nobody said you should go through the cemetery, so it's very strange. Okay. I mean, there's more than one road. Really, all of it is just an excuse to have a very linear way to go. What's this over here? It appears I'm not the only one who doesn't like these dogs. Ouch. Huh. So I guess this car hit the dog and crashed. I don't know. Let's try the police station. This is the station where Dad works. I wonder if his buddies on the force would know what happened here. Looks like nobody's here. Where are the police? What the hell is happening? So, Alex can judge just from looking at a police station whether there are people inside. So we're not going to go in there just yet. Even though there's a missing person, a missing little boy, and the correct assumption would be to go to the police. We can't do that because of reasons. Reasons that we are not allowed to know. Actually, there's no reasons at all. It's just, this doesn't look good that one of those dogs do this. So do we want to go this way? I'm not sure. We should probably check up here first, because I think the road might be cut off. Yep, this road is closed. This bridge used to head over to the Bartlett Winery. What the hell happened to it? Bartlett Vineyards. My parents would go there for dinner occasionally. We weren't allowed to come along. It's just so crazy, half the town is gone. So again, giant map, just an illusion. We had to go around here, through here, and this way. Can't even check out the police station, even though that would be the logical place to go in this situation. Not that this game is concerned with logic. Oh, there's something here we can go into. Creaky tunnel. That's kind of cool. The old mine is falling apart, and it's too dangerous to go that way. Cool. Okay, I got a nice loading screen here. Oh, okay. It's a big generator. I wonder where I got it from. This is a big generator. For you. I don't think this car is ever gonna run again. Looks like Curtis has stripped the usable parts from these. There's a gate here. Can't interact with it. Oh, truck and a lot of junk. It's blocking my way. Curtis must not be expecting guests. There must be another way around. Ah, okay, there we go. So let's find another way around here. I can't go through here. What do you know? There's only one way. Who could have guessed? Wonder if this was always a convertible. Valve is rusted shut. It's never going to move. Whoa, that was a rapid zoom in. Oh man, I remember this. Kids at school would dare each other to climb to the top and jump off. I wonder how many legs have been broken here. This is an impressive collection of junk. Collection of junk. And the game is hurting me so badly I can barely speak. This is like enhanced interrogation. This is, wonder what he fixes with these parts. Again, there's no point to reading any of this stuff, really. It's not even atmospheric or well-written flavor text in any way. It's just pointless nonsense. How did he acquire so many appliances? You know, that's a really good... Wow, this stinks. I think it's filled with manure. Okay. How is he even able to move all this junk? You know what really creates atmosphere for me in horror games is going to a junkyard and wondering how the owner acquired so many broken appliances. This is really scary stuff. Straight out of my nightmares. Looks like this truck has been up on blocks. Yeah. Not even sure what this is. You know what? Me either. Let's open the door here. I think this is one of the worst parts of the game, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it is. So we get another riveting dialogue section. And, let's see, what should we say? Hello, you're Curtis, or how's it going? Let's say, how's it going?
Hey, man. How's it going?
All he has to say is, Let's say hello.
Hello? Can I ask you something?
I'm busy.
Okay. So I just want to point out from a game design perspective that this is yet another illusion of choice, of dialogue, of any of this mattering at all, because we said these two things. We said hello and how's it going. They both meant nothing. They both brought us nowhere. We have to ask your Curtis, but for some reason they still choose to give us 3 options. And the reason they choose to do that is because it's an easy way to make it seem like you have some sort of choice or agency in the game. I also want to point out that the dialogue wheel, if you could even call it that, is just a repurposed health bar. That's terrible.
Hey, you're Curtis, right?
Now we get the cutscene.
Maybe this'll interest you.
I know you. Sheriff's kid.
Alex.
Right. Military man now, I see.
I'm pretty sure it's broken. What do you think?
I think you must have stole this from your daddy.
Just tell me if you can fix it.
Now don't go barking orders at me, soldier. The only person that tells me what to do is me. Got it? Pretty neglected. It's a damn shame the way people mistreat such nice things.
Look, what I really need is some information. Have you seen my brother Joshua?
You want to talk to the mayor. He knows everybody's business.
Mayor Bartlett? You know where I can find him?
Sure. Same place he is every day. Digging up people's graves. You know, there's something seriously wrong with that guy. You know? Like in the head.
That's Mayor Bartlett?
Yep. No wonder all the streets are broken. Nobody around here gives a shit anymore. Yeah, I could fix it. Might take a little while, though.
Keep it. It's yours.
What's the catch?
Consider it payment for your help.
Ah. Soldiers gotta have a gun.
Thanks.
Yeah. I like a fair trade.
Okay, so we got the Mark 23 handgun here. That's just a Beretta, it looks like. Beretta 9.2 something. So, let me think. I'm trying to think if there's anything to say about that cutscene. Not really. I mean, this Curtis guy is kind of needlessly hostile, just like L is. No real reason for them to be that way, but they just are, I guess. So let's talk to Curtis again. This is my favorite thing in the whole game, because this is by far the funniest thing in the game. It's so bad. It's so bad. Just listen to this. Can I have the shotgun?
How about I take that shotgun off your hands?
Yeah? How about if I slap you and kill you, huh? You looking for a weapon? Take a look around the place. I'm sure you'll find something else you can use.
Yes, sir.
So he doesn't just say no or anything like that. I'll trade you for it. He says, "Why don't I slap you and kill you?" Like It's so unrealistic. Like, it's just not believable in any ways. In any way, it's really, it just breaks your immersion like everything else in the game. Also, inst- for some reason the dialogue wheel has to be on this side, even though half the text is blocking Alex's face. What's with all the clocks?
Parts in this place. There a reason?
Yeah, there's a reason. For fixing clocks. Haven't you noticed that every single clock in this town is stopped at exactly 2:06?
No, I hadn't.
Well, then take a look around, son.
So, this is something I didn't want to point out until now, but every clock in the town is stopped at 2:06. There was a lot of mentioning of 2:06 in the notes in the hospital that we read earlier in the beginning of the game. So 2:06 seems to be some sort of relevant number. So let's ask why. Why are all the clocks stopped?
Why do you think that is?
Well, hell if I know. I just try to fix them. But it's no use. They won't start running again. It's like something's not letting us move on.
So that might be the worst thing in the game, actually, now that I think of it. It's almost like something won't let us move on. It's so on the nose. It's so blatant. It's not even, it's, the whole point of Silent Hill 1 through 3, at least, even 4, is subtlety. I mean, the horror comes with how disturbing and subtle and just kind of quiet it is. This is just straight up. It's just, the dialogue is like the loading screens. It's so blatant and it's so hardcore and there's no thought behind it at all. It's almost like something isn't letting us move on. Basic ranged combat, and no reason to read that. Random junk. Box is labeled miscellaneous junk. For some reason it's highlighted blue, miscellaneous junk. I don't know why that is. It doesn't seem that useful to me. I don't know if we can interact with it in other ways. Oh, we got the junkyard map. Now let's just look around here a bit. We got a health drink. It's a save symbol. This fridge looks older than me. Look, wow, you think so? Looks like Curtis spends his time collecting junk. Who could have guessed? You know, the owner of the junkyard. Rubber gloves and boots. What kind of crap does Curtis work in? Why would he save any of this? Okay. So let's save our game. And we're going to be looping our saves. For those who don't know, looping your saves is, instead of just using one save slot, you cycle through all of them so that you always have an earlier save to go back to. And this is useful in games that are pretty much shit and broken, just broken shit games. There's a lot of save corruption in Silent Hill Homecoming, so I'm trying my best to not let that happen. So let's see if we can take out our gun here. Oh, it's down here. I can't use it inside. We'll have to go through this shitty loading screen. Sorry. Adjusting my chair. Okay. Can I aim the gun now? Oh, never mind. You can't hold down right click to aim the gun like you can in any other game. You have to hit shift to bring this up. We are really doing well on the health drinks. And anyways, like I said, the dialogue wheel is just the repurposed health and inventory bar. They put no thought or effort into it. But who would have expected them to? So let's keep moving. I think we were here already. We just have to go back out the way we came, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty... Oh. We're hearing some noise. Our radio's going off a bit. Whoa! That really spooked me. Scary dog. I just feel bad killing the dogs, to be honest. 'Cause They're just dogs. They're not even scary monsters. They're just dogs who have no skin. Speaking of which, I wanted to show you this interesting concept art, which is, I don't remember the full name. I think it's Kenzie Lamar or something like that. I'll show it here, but the Feral originally had a different design by Kenzie Lamar or whoever the person's name is, and it was a really good design. Oh. I can talk here. Oh, never mind.
Hello? Alex Shepard. Hello? Hello?
Okay, so this is our newest enemy here. We want to get as far away as we can. This enemy is actually has some sort of mechanic to it, unlike the other ones where you can just unlock them. You actually have to wait for him to open up his chest and then shoot him in his giant glowing weak spot. His lungs that inflate. What the? I'm like, I'm stuck on nothing right. Something going on right in that spot. Oh, what the? What the? That's my bad. That's just me being bad at video games, don't blame this. So I guess one of its attack has a pretty long range. So I'm gonna wait for it to puff up and then we'll shoot it. It should be dead. I'm pretty sure. Oh. Oh, it is. Okay. So if I can get out of this... There we go. I can switch weapons. There we go. So this enemy is called... it's skipping my mind for some reason. I have no clue why. I'm gonna cut the video and check real quick. It's on the tip of my tongue. Okay, so I remembered, I went to search it up, and I remembered the name, because I searched it, and it is, Smog. Now I confused it because this is an enemy with smoke-based attacks, and I've been playing Left 4 Dead recently, so I keep thinking that it's called the Smoker. It is in fact not called the Smoker, it's called the Smog. And Smog is an... oh... Smog is a magician. If you turn your head, he will disappear, apparently. Smog has giant glowing lungs, which are his weak point. That's sort of his mechanics, how he fights you, how you fight him. And Smog's design is pretty clearly influenced by the Lying Figure from Silent Hill 2, and also by, mainly the inspiration, according to the designer, was the Armless Man from Silent Hill the movie, which I'll show you a picture of here, and you can really see how it influenced it. There's not much to say about Smog. There's some speculation about what he may represent. Some people say that it's because like I've said before, there are some coal mines underneath Silent Hill, and a bunch of people die in them. There are some coal mine explosions, so some people think it's sort of like a coal miner's lung. It's all blacked up with coal and stuff. It's all dirty. And, but whether or not that's true, it's complete speculation. The other thing people say it is that it just represents the blackness of Alex's heart and how he feels guilty for things, and he feels unloved by his parents. I mean, that's really about it. All they wanted to do was make a design that looked like the Lying Figure. It looked like the Armless Man. It looks like Straight Jacket from Silent Hill Origins. Not much symbolism to it, really. So, for some reason, the battle music has still been playing. for seemingly no reason. I mean, there's no enemies right here. There's a barking dog in the distance. But I don't think there's any ferals around here. Sheriff's parking lot is locked. So the person on the radio was, oh. So if we go that way far enough, the fog will absorb us and send us back out this way. So let's go check if Ella's still there, if she's still where she is. Oh. There's a child's drawing on the back of here. Looks like a black figure holding two kids. Not too surprising. Let's kill this feral. What the? So I just blocked his attack there, which is something you don't have to do if you are fighting with a knife, but I hadn't started slashing him yet, so he wasn't stun locked. Now blocking is not really a surefire thing. What happens is you hit spacebar, and he will duck and dodge and weave and roll to dodge an attack. But if the game decides that you have no time, or it doesn't have time to render the animation properly, he will instead block the attack, which is just him taking it and kind of moving backwards. It looks kind of goofy, and it's kind of a silly thing. But, you know, at least they took the time to not, you know, if you were just dodge and clearly get hit, and the enemy just phased through you, it'd look worse than just the blocking animation. So at least they put effort into that. It's a bright light here. Oh, it's just a sign. Like, the battle music is still playing, and I'm not sure where it wants me to go. Oh, I know what it wants. Because Curtis told us to go see the mayor, and he was the one who is in the graveyard digging up graves. So let's go see him. I was gonna try and dodge the dog. What the? And I just stopped being in battle mode for some reason. Okay, back through the graveyard. Because you know what's better than having a really shitty gray level with nothing exciting in it at all? What's better than making the player backtrack through it? There's another smog. I'm just going to avoid him. Hopefully going up these stairs doesn't break our frame rate like going down them did. No, that's okay. I jump down here. So let's go see the mayor. He was way back at the beginning of the graveyard, if I remember correctly. I don't know why we couldn't shout at him before. Oh no. So I was talking about this with someone the other day, but I just really... someone was arguing with me that the combat in Homecoming is better, and that this smooth, fast combat is much better than the combat in Silent Hill 1 through 3, or even up to 4. Basically the classic Silent Hill games. And I was arguing that it is in fact not better, and that's because I will take kind of shitty and clunky, like in those games, over completely broken combat, you know, the stun locking and all the silliness. I'd take clunky over broken any day. But there's also the fact that, because I've speedrun 2 and 3 quite a few times, and it's actually much faster to, let's see if we can get him. Open up your chest, buddy. The combat in Silent Hill 2 and 3 actually goes much faster than the combat in Homecoming, because in 2 and 3 you're kind of meant to avoid a lot of the enemies. You can just run by them, you can skirt around them if you do it right. And in Homecoming it's built so you have to fight a lot of enemies. There's even arena sections, which is the last thing you want in a Silent Hill game. And so I take clunky over broken and honestly slower combat. The fact that it makes you confront all these enemies head on every single time is no way to build fear. People are afraid of the unknown, hence why horror directors don't show monsters often. That's why you don't want to show things instead of giving everything an intro cutscene. This is all just Horror 101. So this gate used to be locked, but it's now open. This is where the guy was digging through the graves. And he leaned his shovel up against the gate here. What a creepy looking statue. You know what? Fair observation. It's a creepy tree. Looks like we have nowhere to go but in here. Okay. Moving around in my chair a little bit. Making sure everything is in order. So let's check here. This is the crypt of Mason Bartlett, one of Shepherd's Glen's. Okay, I'm just having a hard time reading. Shepherd's Glen's original founders. Okay. Nothing too exciting. Patricia Bartlett died 19. Can't make out the rest. It's like a child's coffin. Some sort of strange lock keeping it closed. And it comes up on our journal, so I guess we have to investigate the strange lock. This piece needs to be pulled free. Okay. Okay. So this is going to be one of those puzzles where you have to find out the correct way to move things. I'm sorry about that loud clicking, there's nothing I can do about that. That's just the game being awful. So let's figure out what we need to do here. So this needs to be pulled straight down, which means we need everything out of the way. So that's easy enough, we can do that. Oh goodness, that's really annoying. Okay. So let's get this here, and actually what we need to do is we need both of these on the right side, which means this needs to go straight up. Up. There we go. I'm sorry, it controls really badly. I have to completely swing my mouse to get anything to move at all here. So apologies for this. Pull this through. Up here. Up, up. Come on, up. There we go. Down, 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 down. Oh my goodness. Let's move this up. And this in, down, move to the side, up, up, up. Come on, buddy. Oh my goodness gracious. This is awful. Now I can pull this down. Come on. There we go. Good Christmas. That was hard. Hard to get it to even move at all. Resident Evil 4 mastered these puzzles as far as controls go. I don't know why it's so hard for this game to get right. Years after the fact. And there's nothing in this crypt except for a little watch, it looks like. I can't read it. It says forgive me. Okay. Uh-oh. So that was, it loaded a little bit too early, or the loading screen didn't come in fast enough, so it defaulted to me standing right there in the grave. That looked awful. So the watch knocked us out, I guess, and now the game is not responding, although it is a loading screen. Oh, yep, there it goes. Okay. Okay. So we are now finally in Silent Hill. At least according to the sign. And it looks identical to Shepherd's Glen, really. So I just want to point out, I think it's maybe 3 hours into the game and we just came to Silent Hill. Now, I know people are going to give me shit and say Silent Hill 4 doesn't take place in Silent Hill, and Silent Hill 3, you don't go there until later in the game. The difference is in Silent Hill 3 everything is going crazy because, I won't spoil it, but because there's quite a connection to, character-wise, and it's the same with Silent Hill 4 with Walter Sullivan and how everything is going crazy because they're both connected to the magic of the town. In this game, there's absolutely no reason at all as to why Shepherd's Glen is covered in fog or why supernatural stuff is happening there. No reason at all. It's not explained. None of the characters have any particular tie to Silent Hill or its cult or its religion or anything like that. So that's the difference. I just want to protect myself. Silent Hill. I said Silent Hill. Silent Hill, how the hell did I get here? And these roads are blocked off. I'm definitely not going this way. Who parked their truck here? And black, must be a boutique or something. Nathan's Convenience Market. We don't have a map of this area, but I'm going to guess that Nathan's is a reference to Nathan Avenue, which is probably the most important street in Silent Hill 2 and 3. It's kind of the main way. I will find a key to unlock this gate. I will need to. Okay. I thought Alex was stating his intentions to himself. So I'm going to take a wild guess and say there's a monster back here. Yep. Let's pull out our gun. And some boards over there. Grand Hotel. Why would Joshua be hiding in a hotel? I need to make sure he's okay. I'll need something to break down these boards. So how did he get through the bars? I guess he crawled under those boards. Oh, whatever. Open up your chest, buddy. Come on, homie. I don't know if this is coming across, but this aiming menu controls horribly, much like everything else in the game. So this is called strafing, for those who don't know about video games. Strafing is when you hold a sideways key to walk sideways, essentially. Now, strafing you can usually do by sort of rounding out, and you can go in a circle, and in this game you can only go straight to either direction. The moment I try to round out by pressing forward or backwards, I just freeze in space, and my camera glitches out, I guess. I just freeze in space, and things go crazy. As you can, I feel like I'm like walking through clay. As you can like, it makes... It's just bad. It's there's nothing else to say about it. It's just bad mechanically. We can climb down here. Ooh, big truck. Looks like a fire truck. Which makes sense because it dropped a fire axe. Which will be very useful for us as we try and get through these boards. I don't know how many of you have played with wooden boards or old wooden boards before, but I just want to say that using a fire axe is nowhere near necessary to break any of these things. That's broken. Alex could literally kick through these boards with zero effort. I've done it many times. They don't even have to be that old. Wood is just not a strong thing. Unless it's a solid door. You don't really need a fire axe. These are just 2x4 planks. Well, not exactly 2x4, but just wooden planks. Oh, you can see Josh's shadow down there. Also, it looks like we're covered in water or soaking wet because of this lighting. Let's see if we can make Josh run away.
Josh?
See ya, fucker. So, I'm going to hazard a guess and say all these doors are broken. Huh. There's a health drink here. I bet this door opens though. Oh, never mind. I forgot we're playing Homecoming. So what? Oh, hey buddy. Paul, as Mayor Bartlett will be working in the atrium late this evening, please make sure the exterior service doors are left unlocked. Mr. Jones. Let's grab this map here. Huh, I wonder what this looks like. It's almost as if we have to go find somebody in this giant arena. That would be the atrium, of course. A memorial service for Clayton Doyle will be held today at D'Argento Cemetery. All employees are required to attend. Clayton Doyle. So D'Argento Cemetery, I wonder if that takes up 50% of the town like Rose Heights does in Shepherd's Glen. I hate that you can't pick up notes in this game either. Like, there are certain things that you can only read in the other games, but the very obvious notes you can just pick up. It's so bad. I don't know why they don't just fix the objects in place, make them static. Because having these wild, wacky physics doesn't work at all. Completely blocked by rubble and debris, I can't get through here. And we can jump across the elevator. Circuit breaker is shorted out. Can't get through here. I got the maintenance key. So, I've seen quite a few people get lost here. I've heard it's an easy place to get lost. For some reason, what you're supposed to do is take this maintenance key and go back outside and use it on that gate we saw earlier.